Alright, I'm going to show you how to go over the ceiling paint with some ceiling paint that kills mold. This is a real small bathroom, and I keep wiping it down. It usually gets rid of everything, but now it's time to paint it. It's been a couple of years since we've painted it with some kills, so we're going to do it again and get rid of all this gross ceiling. This bathroom has no vent in it to vent out the shower, so it's good to have a vent in the shower, but we're in the middle of remodeling, so for now just kind of want this to touch up while I run a pipe up to do the ceiling, and kind of make this a little bit more attractive and get rid of this issue. So I'll show you how to paint the ceiling. Alright, so in an old bathroom like this, if you need to paint the walls too, which is what I'm doing the ceiling and the walls, we just kind of do like a quick fix while we're working on other things around here. You're going to change it from this color to a different color. What you want to do is you want to start the ceiling first. So I've got a roller, and I have like a paintbrush to do the creases with, and I'll put some paintbrush in put some paint in the tray, and I'll get rolling here and I'll show you what to do first. So I have some leftover ceiling paint, and if you have a lid, I've got some paint left over. The easiest way to do it is get a flathead screwdriver and kind of open the paint up. Let's see. And mix it around. Yes, this has like a little bit of a tint to it. Mix it all around. I believe this paint has a primer built in, and it goes on pink, so you can see where you've rolled. That's what the tint is for. But when it dries white. So you want to mix it all around the paint stick. This is a pretty small bathroom, so we don't need a whole lot of paint. And I'm going to pour some right in the tray. And then what you're going to want to do is you want to put the paint can like on a bag or something, so you don't get it all over your floor. Alright, so I have some paint in the tray, and I have my can in the bag, so I'm going to zip on back over to the bathroom and get painting. What I'm going to do is going to put a little bit of paint on a brush, and before you roll the ceiling out, you can go all around and get the edges. Now again, we're doing the walls too, so you want to like get all the creases, and you work your way around. You're going to do the walls last, so when we paint the walls, when you use like an edger and go all around the top when the ceiling's dry. That way, the ceiling will be dry. You don't want to paint the walls first, because if you do the ceiling second, then you're going to get white paint on the new walls. So you don't want to have that happen. You gotta make sure you're smoothing out the paint so there's no runs. And that way when you roll your walls, it'll be nice and smooth too. Alright, so now I've got all the edges all touched up with white ceiling paint, and I'm going to start rolling out the ceiling to meet up with those white lines that I've got going on, and it'll look pretty good. Paint on the roller, you kind of just want to make it tacky. You don't want to gob it on there. Work it back and forth, cover the entire roll. Flip it around if you have to. You don't want it to be drippy, because you don't want to have paint dripping on your floors. You want to cover the roller. At the same time, you don't want it to be dripping everywhere. Alright. So when you're painting, you're going to kind of paint like a crisscross pattern like that. Cover the area. You can see how this pink paint rolls on pretty nice. and it's white painted actually. It's tinted pink and it'll dry. This is that sealant paint that'll show you where you've been, and it dries. It'll dry nice white like regular sealant paint would. So I just rolled out the ceiling, and you can already see the difference and how nice and white it's starting to look. And I'll just dry, do one more coat, let that dry, and then we can bang out the walls. The trick too, if you're in between coats and you don't want to dump out the extra paint you have left in the tray, put a plastic shopping bag over it. Slide the whole tray right into a shopping bag and kind of tie it up at the end. That'll keep the paint from drying. Alright, so now that our ceiling's dry, we're going to start to paint the walls, and it's nice and white and looks pretty mint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around the top of the ceiling with an edger, and we're going to put some color up there. That way when we roll our walls, we can go right up to the ceiling and not worry about having to tape the ceiling or the roller hitting the ceiling. You kind of just be careful when you roll the paint on, you can come right up to it. And I'll show you how to go around like the door jambs and all that. And family tile like this house does around the tile, around the bottom. And I have our edger right here. This one happens to be a shoreline edger. And has like some wheels on it. And the wheels go right up to like the ceiling. And let's see on the back, it kind of shows you how to put the pad on and the chat sheet and stuff like that. And let's see if I can take it out of the box. And you remove it. There'll be like should be like a pad in the middle of it. So you can kind of destroy the box if you need to. And then this is what comes in it. It comes with one of these pads, and it has little hooks on the back that you kind of hook over the base. So here's the base. It has a handle on it, and it has some wheels. And when you're painting, the wheels go towards the ceiling. Make sure the paint has no wheels on. The wheels have no paint on them when you're painting. So then the directions will show you how to properly put the pad on. There's a little more distance near the top. So what you're going to do is put the wheels at the top, and right here there's a little more distance where there isn't like a lip. And that's how you put it on. You put this part near the top like the instructions say. So all you have to do is take this lip, and it goes right over the edge. It's pretty easy to do. You know, I just was able to do it with one hand, and it attaches securely. And these are really nice to use. It comes out with a straight line on the ceiling, and as long as there's no paint on these wheels, it'll come out really well for you. Right, what I like to do with these edges is when you put paint on it, you can either put some paint on here with your roller on that little tray, or you can kind of dip it in. Watch out you don't get the wheels on the paint though. So kind of like dip it in like that. Get a little bit of color on it. And you can kind of come over here and wipe some of the excess off. And then that way you won't have anything dripping on you. Alright, now I've got some color on the pad. It's missing some of the corner, so we'll dip the corner in a little bit. Alright, the pad's pretty well covered, and there's nothing on the wheels. So we're going to go up to our ceiling. And just kind of go along just like this. And then come down to get the middle. And just kind of go back and forth and painting it on. And you can see how well it works. You have a nice clean line on the ceiling, and there's plenty of a border. So when you roll the walls, you can go right up to that line, and you're not coming anywhere near the ceiling. Alright, when you come to a corner like this, you're going to want to grab your brush and put some paint on it. And kind of come to the corner and kind of spread it out nice and even. And come to the bottom, just gotta be careful with the brush. And I can use my edger for this, but if you have a steady hand, you can kind of just run it right along. And then if you get the brush in that crease, once you have the crease all filled in, you can hit it with your roller and it'll spread it out all nice. There you go. Alright, so now I have the room all edged out with the edger, and the corners are all done, and kind of went around and hit all the hard spots that I had to get on with the roller. So all we need to do is, you're going to take your roller and start painting just like this. And you're going to go up to the spot where you went with the edger. And go all the way up. It's like a ceiling line. And see how far you can keep away from the ceiling. You have a nice ceiling line now. And you kind of go back and forth to lay the paint on the right way on the wall. And just work your way around the room like this. And apply more paint and get the spots you missed as needed. Okay, and here's the finished result of our room. The ceiling's all done and the walls are all painted. So the method that I used, you can see how good the line came out around the ceiling, and it's a good way, an easy way to do it. It's a pretty quick way too. So if you want to see more home improvement type videos, definitely subscribe to our channel.